There is always something to take away and learn from each other. And for Farrah Adams, who graciously invited me into her Carlsbad home today, she says it's to pay attention to your body, even if the symptoms are subtle.
There was something in my pit that wasn't right. It was just having heavy periods. I had this just dull, achy lower right back pain that just kind of was just always there in the background. Symptoms can be so subtle.
Those subtle symptoms were signs of stage 3 cervical cancer that had spread to her lymph nodes. At just 46, the Fallbrook High and SDSU alum was stunned.
It's literally talk about stop your life and put priorities. What priorities become really important to you at that point?
Current guidelines recommend pap smears every 3 to 5 years, but for Farrah, it had been closer to 6. She had had both normal and abnormal results, likely from HPV, the human papillomavirus that can lead to cervical cancer.
Especially being blind to cancer and not having a lot of people to be resources for, I ended up with the best team I could possibly ever ask for. I'm like, God, if you keep me, I promise I'll do good. You know what I mean? And I want to keep my promise.
She had a hysterectomy followed by chemotherapy and radiation at Scripps.
We've made amazing advances in treating cancer. We have great options for people. In general, the rates of cervical cancer in the United States have been declining. Other things to look out for other than the abnormal bleeding are kind of weird, unusual discharge. And I mean really overtly odd.
This is Farrah's doctor, Jo Marie Janko, director of the Gynecologic Cancer Program at Scripps Cancer Center. She says early detection is key, but prevention even more promising. She credits the HPV vaccine, which is recommended by the CDC around age 11, before you're exposed to sex and potentially HPV.
There are studies that show that even when patients have changes in their cervical cells already, so precancerous change, and then they get vaccinated after that, it actually reduces their risk of having additional precancerous change or cervical cancer in the future. So always something that can be considered even at an older age.
Farrah is now 2 years cancer-free and counting.
I've learned to advocate for myself, and I've learned to really kind of put my health first.
Cheers! Cheers to good health.